Hello, beautiful people. How you going? How is everything for you? How has your week been? How has February been for you? Can you believe it? I feel like I know I said this last year, but this year is also going fast because how do you explain January and February done like that? Like done. If you haven't started on your resolutions, please do, please do. Before you know it, we'll be done with quarter one and you'll be like, update, I joined the gym. I've been in the gym for 4 weeks now. I've lost 2 kilos. So I'm gonna take it a notch higher and I'm gonna try and do intermittent fasting. So yeah, hopefully that goes well. I have done it on and off before, but then I want to be very consistent and do it with like a purpose. Anyway, if you follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, you may have seen me putting up a question tag asking guys to send in their questions because I feel like I get so many repetitive questions from different individuals, and I thought I've never had a Q&A in regards to moving or living abroad. So what better day to do it than today? So let's jump straight in. And if you're new here, my name is Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's get straight into it. So in no particular order, I'm just gonna be reading out the questions. I've tried to sift through them to make sure that they're not repetitive, but I still feel like a few may be repetitive. So hopefully just follow along, How's the job hunt? The job hunt I feel like is different for different people. I've touched on this before where I mentioned like when I moved here, I moved to a different state just because where I was to go, the borders were not open. And then by the time I moved to the state where I'm currently in, which is Perth, I was able to like secure a job before moving from the other state. So like my friend who ended up hosting me in Perth had sent me like a link to a job. I applied and then got called, and so by the time I actually moved to Perth, I think a day or two later I was to start the training for the new job. So for me it went well, but I've also like seen, or I have friends who like it took a while for them to get a job because obviously there's these certifications that you may need, there's papers that you may need, your CV may not be like according to the standards of the country and stuff like that. So it just varies, like there's no specific time frame. All I'd say is that job opportunities exist. What are the steps to move? I may not be the best person to answer this, but for me, obviously the first step was knowing the uni I wanted to go to and then contacting an agent, and then the agent just helped throughout the process. So obviously I had to do an English test, I had to get a certain score. Scores varies, but I think the minimum is 6 or 6.5 for the full bandwidth. So did an English test, did medical tests, then obviously there's the visa process. What else? There's applying to the uni, which you have to write like a statement of purpose, like why do you want to study there, why do you want to study what you want to study and stuff like that, which your agent usually guides, so that helps. And yeah, I think pray. That's what I'd finish with. Have you experienced racism? I won't say I have, but I've experienced ignorance. Because I remember like my first job, one of the first jobs I got, one of the colleagues was like, so did you move here knowing English? And I was like, what do we speak in Kenya? And then the thing about, oh, your English is too good or so good, like bruh, what am I supposed to be good at? So very subtle notes of ignorance that some people may consider racism, but for me I'm just like, this person is just dumb. So yeah, what state should I move to? I have gotten this question a lot. Now I live in Perth, WA. There's how many other states? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other states, I don't know. And different states vary, so different states have higher cost of living, different states have more job opportunities, different states have more career opportunities in terms of what you're studying to get to your career. Different states have different rules, so it's very hard for me to sit here and tell you move to WA or move to New South Wales, because I have no idea what you're looking for. So what I'd say is start by looking at what are you looking for, what uni do you want to go to, what programs are available in the different states, what do the programs offer. Then weigh your options, especially in terms of job prospects as well, and cost of living, because living abroad as a student on your own is something else. Is life abroad good? I feel like good is relative. I'd say life is good where you make it. There's good moments, there's bad moments wherever you are, so it's really just down to how you perceive your life and what you want out of life. Should I move abroad? I actually made a whole video about should someone move abroad, and I think what I said in that video is weigh the pros and the cons, see what one outweighs the other, and then make your decision. If I was to answer that in a yes or no way, I would say yes, because you can always move back home. It's very good when you can get experience from somewhere else, whether it's work experience, travel experience, adventure, friendships, network, whatever. It's very good when you have that and you can build upon it. And yeah, even if it's just for like an exchange program that's like 3, 4, 5 months, move, then you can always go back home. So this one is a bit long. I'll probably sort of like make it shorter. I've been thinking of enrolling for a master's degree over there. I just wanted to ask, how is it for you? Now for me, my master's was okay. I would say I had supportive lecturers, the uni environment was good. It can be a lot, especially juggling working and studying, especially for me who has never had to do both at the same time. But yeah, it's not hard. It's something that you can do. It just needs a lot of planning, a lot of consistency in terms of showing up for work and still showing up to class, submitting your assignments in good time and all that. So I would say it is okay. I don't know if that's a good answer. The other question they had is, did you live in a hostel or were you hosted when you moved? Now, when I moved, I was hosted by family friends of ours, both when I moved to the other state and then when I moved to Perth. So that made it easier for me to transition. And then by the time obviously I was ready to move, I had known like the area, I knew where I wanted to move to, and obviously I'd made like a bit of money in terms of savings. The other question they had is also finding jobs. Is that easy? Can it sustain you to even pay your fees? I am living proof that it can sustain you. I have paid my school fees right from my second semester of my first year all the way through to my final year, and all I'd say is yes, it can sustain you. Not only me, my friends have done that, my classmates have done that. It's something that people do. It just requires a lot of organization, a lot of mathematics, and I'm not talking about girl math. You have to be like, you have to account for every cent so that you know, I need this amount by this time for uni, I need this amount for rent, I need this amount for food. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. How did you get a room in Perth? So once I was hosted by my family friends and I was ready to move out, there's different platforms. So I used, I'm trying to remember the name, flatmates.com. So I used Flatmates, I used Facebook Marketplace to look at different houses, see the prices, see the areas, go view the houses and stuff before making my decision on where I wanted to stay. So there's various platforms, and there's even a platform for students. It's called Amber, that you can use like to guide you in terms of where to find housing, how much, etc. I have a question on hair. Would you advise to do sister locks before coming over? Do you know whether locticians are available? I moved here with locks. I did them on my own, so I do not know whether locticians are available, but I think they are. The place where I usually relax my hair, they also do locks. I don't know how good they are, but it's expensive. If not, who braids you? Noticed you braid quite a lot. I was lucky enough to literally Google hairdressers near me, and then I saw this African one pop up, and it was literally near me, so I gave it a try once. I liked what they do, and literally that's where I go. The last question was obviously how much it usually costs. The price range is between $100 to maybe $250, I would say. It just depends on what you want done, the styling, the size of the braids, if you're buying braids there, and stuff like that. Now this one is moving or wants to move with their partner. Kudos to you. We are so intimidated by the cost, but we're ready to work for it. We're trying to channel funds into our first year fees and hopefully accommodation. How did you do it yourself? In my very first video, I talked about this, and I talked about how my parents were very instrumental in me being here, especially for my first year, first semester, my airfare, and a few things that come into all of that. I'd also like saved money from the work I used to do, so that also helped. But in terms of my first year, first semester fees, my parents are the ones who helped in doing that. The second question they had is, we are also very keen on working, specifically caregiving, aged and disability, and any jobs. My question regarding this is how to enroll to a training school. Can we do it from here? How did you do it? I'm not so sure if people can do it overseas, but there's obviously schools that you can like get to train you once you move. Of course, they cost money. So what I'd advise is come with money, because you'll need, especially if you are thinking of doing like caregiving jobs, you'll need like a first aid certificate, you'll need certificate 3 or 4, you'll need manual handling certificate, you'll need quite a number of certificates. Now for me, I didn't do the certificate 3 or certificate 4 because I only did caregiving jobs for a very short time, but even with that I still had to pay for the other certificates, so I still spent money. I think I've answered the last question. Did you do the certificate 3 course in Aussie to allow you to work in caregiving? No, I did not. There are certain organizations that can actually allow you to work without the certificate, and then if you want to earn higher, you'll have to get the certificate. So that's where the catch is. There are other organizations that you literally cannot work without the certificate. So it just depends on you. Once you move, start researching on where you can get the different certificates. Now, this one asked about scholarships. I've been searching for scholarships to apply for, and I'm so confused. Do you have any idea of scholarships I can apply to? For me, when I started this process way back before I even moved, like years before I moved, I looked for scholarships. I did not find any. It might have changed. Scholarships might now be available, readily available, but what I'd suggest is do your research. Just search like full scholarships in Australia, partial scholarships in Australia, see what pops up, and then from there make your decision. All I know is that sometimes with scholarships it requires you to study, and then immediately after your study you go back to your country, because yeah, sometimes it's all about like developing your country. But yeah, you do your research. I'm not so sure. Sorry, I can't help much on that. Another one asked, will I be allowed to change my masters when I get there? Now there's this whole thing about people moving, just picking a random course, and then once they move, they want to change now to a course that's easily available and can give you like PR points. PR is permanent residence, and many people always end up in nursing. I think there's a rule now that does not allow you to change as easily. So once you decide on a course, you have to finish it before you can change. I'm not so sure, but what I'd advise is think about your future. Just don't think about like getting permanent residence and stuff. Think about what you want out of life and what you want to study, what will make you happy. I believe in always doing something that will make you happy as opposed to just doing something because you have to. Get what I mean? Another one asked, are there opportunities in Perth? I don't know. I would say yes. But then again, what opportunities are you looking for? Is it work opportunities? Is it husband opportunities? Is it what are you looking for? I'd assume it's work opportunities you're looking for, and if it's work, I would say yes. You just have to apply and see what opportunities fit what you are looking for. There's different online sites you can use. You can use Indeed, you can use seek.com, you can use, I think, Jora. There's different sites you can use to see the kind of jobs that you are looking for, and yeah, apply and hope for the best. Did you apply directly or via an agent? Now for me, what I did was I already knew the uni I wanted to go to, and so when I tried applying directly to the uni mentioned they only take applications through agents. So they listed, like, they had a list of agents, and then I literally just picked one because years back I had seen this particular agents having like a career fair or something. So I just picked them, went to them, and we clicked, and here I am. We're almost there. Second last one. What course are you taking? I have been studying my Master of Professional Communication, and I graduate this year. So I'm very, very happy about that. I don't know why I did the peace sign. I guess it's a zillennial thing. But yeah, I graduate this year. The last one, will you ever move back home? If I was to say a yes or a no, I would say yes, because never say never. But I mean, you never know. For me, I think the simple answer to that is yes. That's it. I hope I've answered all your questions. This is a very long video. If I haven't answered your questions, or if you feel like you have another question you need me to answer, drop it in the comment section and I will answer it. I will see you next time, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Bye.